Drafting the bodice pattern. Materials needed. Measurements needed. And to start with point 1. So draw horizontal line or square both ways. Yan, since we have the folded line, so there's no need to use or to draw a vertical line. So that's the importance of using the triangle. So again, from point 1, measure 3 inches for neckline depth. Usually, standard ito for the basic pattern. And then from 1 to 5, measure 5 inches downward. Sorry, it is 1 to 3. Then from 1 to 4, measure the front figure measurement. The figure measurement is for 15 and a half. Yeah, and then another from vertical is you measure 1 to 5 is armhole measurement divided by 2. So armhole measurement is 16 divided by 2 plus 1 half. And that is for 0.5. Then you square out 0.2, 3, 4, and 5. No? So actually, hindi ko na square dyan yung 2. So pwede nyo i-square yan for the neckline. And then we proceed for 1 horizontally. And that is to start with 1 to 6, which is 3 inches to the right. And that is for the neckline width. And that's basic. Pwede naman tayong magdagdag, no? Let's say 3 and a half. And then 1 to 7 is 1 half of shoulder measurement. So shoulder measurement is 14 and a half divided by 2, that is 7 and 1/4. Plus, no need to plus. And then from 7, pwede kayong magbaba ng 1 inch or 3/4. And then measure this as 0.8. Pwede nang mag-connect ng 0.6 and 8 using ruler. And then on line 5, and this is for chest, this is 1 half of the chest measurement. Chest measurement is 13 and 13 and 1 half. You divide this through the tape measure. So fold nyo na lang ang tape measure ninyo and you got 7 and 6 and 3/4. And then mark this as 0.9. Then connect 8 and 9 using the ruler or straight line. And then from 5 to 10, this is 1/4 of the bust measurement. So 1/4 of bust is 31. 31 ng bust measurement natin. 1/4 of it is 8 and 3/4 plus 1 inch to the right. And then mark this as 0.10. And then connect 9 and 10 using French curve. If the French curve, if you cannot follow, if the French curve is not a good shape, then you can have it a free drawing. Minsan kasi hindi maganda ang shape. French curve, no? So, depende. So, dapat makakuha tayo ng continuity line of curve. Kaya kung hindi uubra yon, then we can have it by pre-drawing. And then for the waistline, so from 4, measure 1/4 of the waist measurement. So, ang waist measurement natin ay 31. You divide this into 4 or simply you fold the tape measure into 4. And then we got 7 3/4 plus 1 1/2. And that is going to the left. So, para saan ang 1 1/2? Para yun sa dart. Para mag-shape yung ating waistline. Because obviously, mas maliit dapat ang waist natin kaysa sa bust natin. Yan. So, mark this as point 11. And then, you connect 10 and 11 using hip curve. Then, for point 12, you measure 1/2 of the bust distance. So, 1/2 of 6 3/4. So, kalahati lang ng 6 3/4. So, fold nyo na lang yung tape measure. So, that is more or less 3 3/8. Tapos, from left to right, measure kayo ng 3/4. Yan. So, 12 and 13, 12 and 14. From 12, you square up. So, draw kayo ng linya pataas. No? So, gamitan ninyo or sundin ninyo yung linya ng horizontal para sa triangle. Tapos, linya kayo pataas. And then, the bust height is 6 3/4. Or ang alam ko, 6 dyan. No? So, 6 3/4 depende sa bust height ninyo. By the way, in getting the bust height, there are two ways. One is from the shoulder down to the bust point, or the other one is from the bust point down to the waistline, no? So, depende kung saan ninyo gustong mag-measure. If you taken it from the shoulder, so you measure it from the shoulder. Tapos, you've taken it from the waistline, so you start measuring it from the waistline. Okay, so as you see, nagdo-draw tayo ng neckline, pre-hand drawing. Kasi nga hindi maganda yung shape ng French curve. Ayan. So, connect 2 and 6 using the French curve. And that's almost finished. Ayan. By the way, kailangan mong i-connect yung 15 to 13, 15 to 14. Is our front bodice pattern. So we will going to use this front bodice as the basis for drafting the back bodice. Ayan, so susundin natin yung mga foundation line natin. So itong gagamitin natin in order to draft the back bodice pattern. So again, from 1, measure 1/2 or 3/4. So, pwede, depende sa gusto nyong neckline depth. And that is point A. And then, mark this as point A. Yan. And then, connect A using French curve. A to 6 using French curve. Yan. Hanap din ulit kayo ng magandang curve, no? So, dapat hindi siya yung tipong ala bigote. So, dapat hindi lumabas na bigote yung inyong linya. So, by the way, I should be using another color of pens. Ayan, in order for you to identify the front bodice pattern, no? So, from 8, measure ka, magtaas ka ng 1/2 inch upward, and that mark this as point B. Ayan. Then, pwedeng i-connect 6 to 8. Using ruler. And then, from point 9, maglabas ng 1/2 inch out. Ayan, 1/2 inch palabas. Mark this as point C. Then, connect B to C using ruler. And then, mula dito sa bust line, magpasok kayo ng 1 inch mula kay 10 to D. Mark this again as point D. And then, connect natin yung nauna natin, yung B to C to D. So, this time, gagamit kayo ng French curve to connect C and D. Again, hindi natin makuha ng tamang kurba. So, we're going to have it a pre-drawing. And then, from a waistline, yung linya ng waistline, mula doon sa 11, magpasok tayo ng 1/2 inch. And then, mark this as point E. One-half. Markahan natin ito ng point E. And then, connect. Ayan, dito 11 using hip curve. Yan, napapansin ninyo na mas maliit ang measurement ng front bodies or na pattern ng back bodies kaysa sa front bodice pattern. Because obviously, meron tayong bust. Mas malalim ang armhole natin sa front kaysa sa back. Mas malalim ang neckline natin sa front kaysa sa back. Mas mataas yung ating dart, which is the bust height ng 1 inch. And that is from 15, you measure 1 inch up for point F. So, taas kayo mula kay 15.
Makasan yung laptop.
Minsan nagtatapat siya, minsan hindi. No? So, depende kasi sa sukat natin. Pero it does not necessarily mean that they should fall at the same line. And then of course, no, mula kay 12, mag-measure tayo ng 1/2, no, magkabila, left and right. So that is 12 to G, 12 to H, which is 1/2. Para sa dart natin sa front, that is 3/4 inch ang dart natin, no, for both sides. Pero dito 1/2 for both sides. And then of course, you have to connect from 15 from F to G and from F to H. Medyo malilito lang kayo, but of course kailangan identify lang natin na etong mga what we call this broken lines, no, para sa back. Yan. Yan. So dapat ay maipakita sa inyo. Ayan, so maipakita sa inyo na this is for the front bodies. These letters are for the front bodies, and these numbers are for the front bodies, and these letters are for the back bodies. Of course, meron na rin nasamang mga letters para sa back. Kaya dapat ginagawa natin ito into 2 pieces of pattern, no? So etong example ko ay nasa folded, no? Pwede namang hindi naka-folded as long as they are aligned, no? These 2 pieces are aligned. So 2 piraso ng pattern paper. So habang kinakat ko siya, I am cutting the outer edge. Dapat yung mas labas na linya ang kinakat ninyo, no? Then yung iba naman, you can transfer it using the dressmaker's carbon paper and tracing wheel, or simply using the pencil. Yan, so tina-transfer natin, kinakat natin yung outer edge ng neckline ng shoulder ng armhole. Outer edge tayo, ha. Yan, yung mga dapat i-transfer para sa back part. So yung dart, ito transfer natin. Of course, yung ating armhole. So, gugupitan natin yung front kasi mas malalim ang front armhole. Mas mababa ang shoulder or simply the shoulder drop para sa front. Ayan. So, nasa folded tayo ha. Folded. Pero hindi naman, pwede naman hindi siya folded kung hindi 2 pieces of paper or 2 pattern pieces. And then, cutting the neckline for the front only. Ayan, yung ating back ay mas maliit or mas narrow. Mas malapad ang front natin. Kaya tina-transfer natin yung markings para sa dart so that we can cut. Ayan, that's the neckline. Front neckline. Ayan, paghihiwalayin lang natin. So that we can have a separate pattern for the front and a separate pattern for the back. No? So again, hindi nyo kailangang mag-drop into a folded one. Actually, pwede namang magkahiwalay sila as long as there are 2 pieces of pattern that are aligned. Ayan, that's all. Ayan, see the difference.